Okay. Uh, so earlier in the first demo class, Vasu garu, I just gave introduction about project systems and classification of project systems. Okay. So you missed that class. I will share that recording, but once again, I will just do recap of that. Okay. And if you want a more in detailed information about project systems, you can also refer my YouTube videos. I uploaded many videos. Okay, I think around 3 to 4 videos are there related to project systems, especially the purpose of project systems and what is the objective and where we are falling under once we execute the complete end-to-end process of project systems. Okay, so that I gave in one demo. I think that the video length is around 1 hour, like that. If you can refer that video, then you will get very good idea. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry to say this because I don't want to repeat again and again the same thing. That's why. But I just give a high level overview. Okay. So now,
Fine.
yeah, yeah. So mm, projects basically classified into right. So classified into two major types. Okay. One is customer projects, or we can also say revenue projects. The second is internal projects. Right. Now, under customer projects, okay, under customer projects, there can be manufacturing. Okay. There can be engineering, construction, and operations. There can be any project which is of service nature, like it can be rental. Okay. Rental again, it can be divided into manpower rental or equipment rental, right? So typically, if you see, there will be a manufacturing like engineering to order, or it can also be a make to order. Then it is again a similar thing, engineering and construction and operations, engineering, construction, and operations. Okay. So these are the basic business processes that we will come across in the real time. I can say, as per my experience, 99.99% above these types you will not get in the real time scenario in terms of customer projects. I am telling. So, in terms of customer projects, most of the cases you will get ECO based on the again it depends nature of the industry, depends on the nature of the industry. So wherever you are working, you may come across manufacturing projects. Like typically, the customer will be giving the order. Okay, let us say, for example, I will take an example of elevator. For example, okay. So what they will do, they may order you. Let us say there is one company called Prestige. They are into the real estate construction, or I can also say Kalpataru, for example, or Karmatara, whatever it may be. I am taking Kalpataru for example here. Okay. So these are the two different real estate construction companies. So they may be constructing the high-rise buildings for which they need the elevators. Let us say they need elevators of 16 numbers for their one of their projects. Now, what they will do, they will approach a elevator manufacturing company. Let us say the company name is like Hyderabad Elevators. Like for example, Hyderabad Elevators is the company. Okay, so this company is producing the elevators. Okay, and this is the customer for them. For the Hyderabad Elevators, Prestige, Kalpataru, or any one of them. Assume. Let us say I will assume this case Prestige. So Prestige is into construction of buildings or high-rise towers. So they will actually order, they will give the PO to Hyderabad elevators for a quantity of 16 numbers. Now, what these Hyderabad elevators will do, they may do first preliminary activities. What are those preliminary activities? Can anybody tell? Let us say they gave the PO for 16 elevators. Okay. Let us say they chosen some design. Let us say some design they chosen. This Prestige Skytech, according to their space requirements, they chosen some design. Okay, design, and they have specific uh, material selection, all those things. So now what this Hyderabad elevators will do, according to their space constraints, space requirements, or whatever it may be the material requirements. Okay, so as per that, they will do the engineering drawing. Okay. So typically they will do the site survey. First, when they get the PO, they will do the site survey, for example. Once the site survey is done, okay, then they will prepare the design diagram, maybe high level design diagram they will prepare. Okay. Then once this is approved, once this diagram is approved from the customer and internally as well. So assume that there is an engineering department in which there is also a design department. Design, they are doing the design activities. Now once the design drawing is finally approved, so they will start like procuring the required materials for manufacturing the or manufacturing or assembling whatever the activities these Hyderabad elevators are doing. Like if they have all the CNC machines for cutting, bending, then they may buy the raw materials required for the manufacturing of these elevators, and they will do all the activities like CNC cutting according to their design, or maybe fabrication activities, I can say, cutting, bending, all the activities as per the design drawing. So they can do using their own tool room. Okay, they can do this. So what they will do, they need to buy the required materials for assembling the elevator or for manufacturing the elevator. Let us assume they are manufacturing the elevator. Okay, they are manufacturing the elevator. That means they will buy the materials required for manufacturing of this elevator. Now on what basis they will buy? Based on the design diagram, this is the base for arriving the materials required for the manufacturing of this elevator. So in the design diagram itself, they will mention what are all the parts required for fabrication, for assembling or for the manufacturing of a elevator. Each elevator, let us say all the elevators are having the similar design, similar area. So what they will do, they will do a design diagram in such a way all the 16 elevators will have the uniform material usage, uniform structure, and everything. Okay, in all aspects, the 16 elevators will remain the same. This case assume, but it is dedicatedly manufactured for or assembled for Prestige only. So the design, see, the components of elevator may remain the same, but the design, the material usage, like for example, the doors of elevator can be steel, the doors of elevator can be glass. For example, I am telling. So similarly, the cabin design can be of steel, it can be of some mild steel. So it all depends. It can also be by wood, right? So it can also vary from customer to customer. Okay, from customer to customer based on their budget, based on their um, site requirements, they may choose the different designs. Some may choose the circular one based on the area where they are installing the elevator. Some may choose the I mean, rectangular one or whatever it may be. Based on their requirement, they can choose their own designs. Okay. So now, once the bomb is prepared, on what basis the bomb they are preparing? The basis for preparing the bomb is design diagram. Based on that, they will prepare the bill of materials. What is a bill of material? Bill of material is nothing but, let us say I have one diagram. Okay. So now if you see, this is the elevator structure. Here there are parts which are shown in this diagram. The parts are named here. For example, 1, 2, 3. All the parts are numbered. Okay. If you see the number 1, it is a reduction gear. So here it is maybe not visible that clearly. So if you see here, reduction gear, this is one. So this is one. So what is the purpose of a gear? To control the speed, right? So based on the gear that is designed for this elevator, the speed of that particular elevator can be controlled with the help of a control unit, so that according to that requirement, the gear has been designed. Let us assume the gearbox or whatever it may be, the gear is there to drive the elevator, okay, along with the, in connection with the motor that they are using, and for positioning purpose there will be a encoder like that. So each and every part is having a specific characteristic. That means traction motor is used to drive the whole elevator. Similarly, gear, it is used to, as we know that gearbox or gear, whatever it may be, it is used to drive the elevator. It's a mechanical component. Again, it is used to control the speed, right? Now, how indirectly the speed is controlled? It is controlled with the help of a control unit and positioning with the help of a encoder. So that's more about functional part. I don't want to dig into that, right? Now here there are different parts available. So these are, let us assume these are the bomb components. That means whenever I prepare a bomb, in the bomb, I will give my header material. What is my header material? My header material is, let us say, elevator. Let us say I created one header material. What is that header material? Elevator model, for example, model 16 Prestige Skytech, for example, Prestige Skytech. Okay. So just say I created one header material. What is this header material? Can anybody tell? It's a finished good, right?
Yes.
So it's a finished good.
Finished
So
good.
whenever the header material is there, that means our aim is to produce this finished good out of this bomb, right? When I am preparing this bomb, I will prepare the bomb for this header material. So I am listing out. See, for example, I will tell one very simple example. When you are cooking some biryani for one person or two persons, it's a simple calculation. You can put approximately. But what if you are cooking for 100 people? You need to take the list of materials required, how much rice is required, how much water is required, how much oil is required, how much gas is consumed, okay, how much time it will take to cook, for example, how much spices are required. So all the materials which I am using to prepare the biryani, I need to list out. Okay. So then only, and also I need to prepare the recipe. Okay. Recipe, the sequence in which I am doing those activities must be prepared. That we will call it as a routing, right? Now, when I say the recipe, it contains the list of materials. It contains the list of materials that are required for preparing a biryani. Similarly, for elevator also, I need some of the materials to produce this as a finished good. That means, in order to deliver this elevator to the customer Prestige Skytech, I need to prepare what are all the materials required to produce or assemble this product. So I am telling in terms of, in case of biryani, I can say whether it is a dum biryani, whether it is a, like for example, special chicken biryani. These are my product variants, right? For a restaurant, these are my product variants. Similarly, for an elevator also, there are some models. Okay, there can be some models. So based on that requirement, my BOM may vary based on the model of that my elevator, based on the selection done by the Prestige Skytech, my elevator will change. The elevator model will change. I have a predefined models in my manufacturing premises. I am producing only those type of models. So they may choose that model, but within that model, they can have their own variant. They can have their own requirements, which is chosen by Prestige Skytech, that is embedded in the design diagram, right? So now, according to that, what I will do, I will prepare the bomb. In the bomb, what is the first material? Let us say traction, motor, reduction gear. Let us say I need limit switch. Let us say I need encoder. Let us say I need rope. Let us say I need windows. Now, windows can be, or I can say doors. Okay. So, and I need also base. For example, I need control unit, right? I need what else we need? There can be many things. Okay, we won't be able to do all those things. Let me do one thing to have this visibility. I will copy this here so that we can do quickly. Okay. Now see here. Now I got some reference so that I can do very quickly. For example, now I need guide wheel, right? So overspeed governor means if the device is running at more speed than the anticipated speed or the speed that which they set, it may cross check. Okay. So guide rail bracket. Okay. This is nothing but a channel. Steel rope, already rope I mentioned. Guide shoe, right? So like this, assume there are some components. Safety gear. See, we are going to simulate the process which I am taking. See, in the earlier batch, I took the example of house construction. So what I did is actually I did complete end-to-end process with that example. So I will go by that same method only. So whatever I am explaining now, I will do in the same fashion in the SAP system also. I will do all these activities, creating the header material, creating the project structure, creating the BOM required for that, creating the customer master required for that, for example. So same process I will utilize. Whatever I am explaining, same thing I will do end to end. So that is the way I am following. I won't use any PPTs whatsoever, as I said. I will use only the real-time examples. By taking that real-time example, I will run end to end. That's it. I will close the scenario, right? So that is my approach. Maybe if you are anticipating some PPT, some theory, I won't be able to do that. Okay. Maybe for some sessions I may use, but not for this real-time scenarios. Okay. So my
Okay.
approach is this way. Okay. Now what I will do is I will create a header material, and these are my let us say raw materials. Assume these are all raw materials, right? I am considering these as raw materials, right? So I am considering this as raw materials. Okay. You can choose your own material type based on the requirement. Okay. So now I can also have some SFG. Okay, like out of this, there we can also consider some of the materials as SFGs also. But as of now, I am just treating one SFG and remaining all are raw materials. We can also consider SFG also if required. That we will see how which component we need to consider as SFG, and within that SFG, again I need to have some materials because to produce a semi-finished good also I need some materials, right? Like that. So we will create a bomb with all these components. For example, so I may be listed out here 30 to 34 materials, but in the system I may be using only 5 to 10 materials, so that to cover the scenario. I won't be able to create these 30, 34, or hundreds of materials that we are using in real time scenario. Okay. But I will be taking as a sample few materials, then I will create the bomb, then I will try to run the scenario. Okay. Now, what I am trying to say is, whenever we are dealing with ETO project, engineering to order project, so this engineering phase will decide the type of um, material that I am producing, okay, and what are the specifications that I have to follow when I am manufacturing that product, okay. Then MTO, make to order. So let us assume I have certain variants, certain models in the elevator, in which actually they don't need any changes. They need as it is, whatever I am doing manufacturing, same thing they need, but there can be variation in the size of that, like that. But my model of elevator, everything will remain the same. It is not customer specific. It is as per the order given by the customer. I may do with respect to my model that I have, okay, but there can be some slight changes, okay. That is a different thing. Make to order, make to stock, okay. Make to order means it's a customer specific, again manufacturing, okay. But make to stock means I am producing on my own sorry, certain model of elevators, and I am keeping them in the stock, and then whenever the customer orders, I will deliver that product. That is the only difference, okay. So for the projects, most of the cases we won't be using make to stock. Most of the cases we will be using MTO or ETO scenarios only, okay. So that is about the manufacturing process. That is about the manufacturing process. Let us assume I want to complete this process explanation. Let us assume the bomb is prepared, the bomb is approved. Once the bomb is approved, even for the bomb also there will be approvals, okay. So once the bomb is approved, then they will start the manufacturing. How they will
One
start?
small doubt, Andy.
Yeah,
One small doubt. The difference between MTO and ETO. MTO is like make to order, right?
yes,
Uh, According to customer requirements, we'll do MTO based
yes,
on customer order.
yes.
ETO is like it's also based on customer requirement, right?
Yeah,
Engineering to
it is
order.
also customer specific requirement only. But what
Mm-hmm.
we are doing is we are doing the design and manufacturing of that product according to the
Okay.
customer requirement. We are doing, see, we don't have that
Okay.
model. Earlier, we don't have that model, but we are engineering. We are doing the
Yeah.
re-engineering, I
Yeah.
can say, according to the customer requirement.
Okay, okay. But MTO is already design is there, and we are getting order from the customer to manufacture that
Yes,
particular
yes,
model. So,
yes, yes.
fine.
In even in MTO also there can be slight variants. And for example, I am having a elevator of model, let us say 01. Let us say elevator model 01. Now the customer can choose a different type of material for the doors. So that's a slight bit of variant, but I am not changing any design specifications of that. Like he can
Correct.
choose whether I need a SS material or MS material, or he can also opt for glasses. So that's a variant within that same product, right?
Okay, okay. Right.
Right, like that. Like the way we have our laptops, if you see Dell Inspiron, model to model, the model may remain almost the same, but there can be a features differences, slight bit of changes in the features,
Very.
right?
Yes.
Similarly, okay. So that is where, but ETO case completely they are doing according to the customer requirement.
From the design itself, they'll start,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yes, yes,
Fine.
yes.
Fine.
So they will procure all the materials according to the customer requirement completely, right? But for MTO case, what is the anticipation? We can have the common materials procured into the store, and they can start producing the goods, because it won't take that much time if in MTO scenario, because they may know that they will get regularly these orders. They will procure all the motors required, all the channels required, of their design, their model. That is the reason they may procure the material, they may keep in the stock, and they may start producing the good whenever they get the order, right? Immediately. But in case of ETO, since the customer is choosing specific material, specific design, maybe the ones which I am doing may not fit into the customer requirement. Then I have to do procurement from the scratch. I am not telling MTO case I won't do procurement, project specific procurement. That can also happen, but most of the cases in MTO and MTS, as they are producing regularly similar kind of elevators, similar constellations, then what they will do, let us say you take one agile methodology, and the framework will remain the same whether you do one implementation project or 10 implementation projects. So that's what I can say MTO or MTS, for example, right? But for ETO, the requirement may change. Some customer may ask us, no, I don't want a typical agile methodology. You may use some other different methodology to suit my requirement. It may not suit to my requirement. Let us say customer requested, the agile methodology won't work for my organization. You need to adapt some other methodology, right? According to, or within that methodology, you customize according to my requirement, right? So that is where the changes will come, right?
Clear.
Mm. So that is about approval of bomb. Why the approval of bomb is required? Let us say whatever the design is prepared by the design department or engineering department, according to that, they have to prepare the bomb team or estimation team will prepare the list of materials required for this elevator, which is ordered by the Prestige Skytech. Now they will make sure that the materials are according to the design requirement or according to the customer requirement. Now once that is done, they will go for procurement. They will go for procurement. Now what we covered is, we covered the design, right? Then we covered the bomb creation. Then we are going for a procurement, because once the bomb is finalized according to the design, they will produce. Now what is the process of procurement? Either I can do manual procurement, or I can also do MRP planning. Now, with respect to project systems, there is a transaction. I don't want to jump into SAP at this moment. So, material requirement planning will be done based on this FG that is reserved against the project. So, remember this step, project reservation for WBS element. Now, at this moment, you may not understand what is this WBS element network, all these things, but just remember, this is a task. WBS element is nothing but a task or deliverable in which there is a production activity, right? So under the production, I just reserved this material. I am requesting this material from the project to deliver to the customer. Okay, reservation is nothing but a request for the warehouse. When the warehouse will provide this material for me to deliver to the customer, whenever the production team or the project team assemble or produce that product, then the warehouse team will be able to provide that material against this reservation, and hence once the stock is available, we will be able to deliver from the project or from the sales order that we received for this project, right? Either we can do sales order related delivery, or we can also do the delivery from the project. There are two different scenarios that we can do, right? Now once the reservation is done, once the requirement is created on the project, now we can do the MRP run, because without the requirement from the project, I won't be able to run the MRP. When I run the MRP, the system will explode the bomb and it will generate the purchase requisitions. Okay, in on-prem, before earlier, I think before HANA, the conversion process is planned order to purchase requisition, similar to production orders. Okay, but now we can directly generate the purchase requisitions once we run the MRP. Okay, for the uh, raw materials or whatever it may be for the raw materials. But for the FG, it will be still, it will remain still the same planned order generation, then converting the planned order into a production order once we start the production. So that is the process that we follow. So when we run MRP, maybe some of you may be not getting. Kirti, are you able to understand what is MRP? Kirti and others.
Yes, yes, sir.
So you are working in SAP, Kirti, already.
Yes, sir.
Which module?
PS.
Oh, you are already working in PS. That's
Yes.
great then. Okay, no need to worry. Okay. So MRP we will run. Let me put so that MD51 is the transaction code with respect to that project or WBS element. We will run the MRP. When we run the MRP, purchase requisitions will be generated automatically based on the MRP plant parameters that we do the configuration in MRP planning. Okay. Then for the FG, a planned order will be created. Okay. Now, when once we start the production, we can convert this planned order into production order. Okay. CO01 or CO10. Okay. So I think it's a CO10. CO01 is for normal production orders, but with respect to WBS element means it is CO10, I think. So now they will create the production order. To produce this good, what I need materials. So once I start the production, when I created a production order, I need materials for producing this FG. So from where this material will come? Some materials may come from the stock, plant stock. Okay, like let us assume some of the materials are available in the plant stock, some are not available. So I'm procuring project specific stock also. When I run the MRP, I must be able to distinguish between which material is a plant material. What do you mean by plant material? Can anybody?
Stock material.
Okay. What is the difference between the material which is in plant and material that is requested for the project?
Project specific material, and that is a normal warehouse material is plant material,
Agree.
which can
So
be used for.
now the thing is, yeah, Vasugaru, please continue. We're telling something.
Yeah, that's fine. And
Yeah. So now the material management team, okay, or procurement team, what they will do, let us assume there are some materials which are having long lead times. Okay. So long lead times and they are customer specific. Then they will procure against the project as a preliminary requirement. Project procurement during the early phases of the project. Once they finalize this bomb, immediately they will start doing the procurement. So they will come onto the project stock. So dedicatedly for that project only it is useful. Let us say, for example, out of these materials, let us say, for example, the encoder which I am using here is a project specific. Okay, I don't want to keep this material in the plant. Okay, because this is required only for this project. But for all other modules that I am producing, I am using a different type of encoder, right? But for this particular customer, I am using an encoder from Siemens, right? But for other customers, I am using Honeywell encoder, right? So now this is a customer specific requirement or project specific requirement. When I create the material master, right, I will say this is my individual requirement. I hope Vasu Garu know very well this one. Correct?
yes, and
So in the MRP4 material requirement planning view 4, we will have one field which is used to allow whether it is for a project specific or sale order specific, right? Special stock. When we are treating that material as a special stock, then the stock will come onto the respective object. Now, when I create a reservation for this material, or when I run MRP for this material as a project specific requirement, then the system will create system, what it will do, the stock it will procure to the project. Now, when I run MRP for this FG, for this FG against the project, okay, I must be able to tell whether the system, when I run the MRP, system must be able to check how many materials are available in the plant. Okay, that means either individual or collective requirements. What do you mean by collective requirements? What do you mean by collective requirements, Vasu garu? You are into right, Vasu garu?
అవునండి. ఫైన్.
No, no, don't think that I'm asking
No,
you
no,
queries
that's not
because this
fine.
session must be interactive. That's why I'm asking.
Yes, yes, yes. Mm.
Okay. So that your inputs also useful for, because this is the advantage whenever in a batch cross-functional modules are available, we can interact so that the integration aspects we can discuss very clearly. There is one more guy from SD here, right? So whenever we are discussing about SD, if we
Okay.
are able to share that information with all the people so that they will understand how it happens exactly. That is the only one reason. I don't want to
No,
question you people. Don't take
no, that's
other way.
fine. Exactly. Yeah, fine.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. So individual requirement is specific to any object, that is where the requirement is available, and the stock will be always lie on the requirement object. Like in this case, it's a project. Collective requirements. Now, whenever I keep collective requirements, that means either the material can be utilized in a project, or the material can also be utilized in a plant requirements. That means I can utilize that material. I can utilize that material whenever I need for a project by doing the transfer posting from plant to project. Okay, that is one case. That means I may get, let us say in the MTS scenario, I created, let us say 2 to 3 production orders based on the customer requirements. Now each production order required, when I run the MRP, I need some materials. Let us say, for example, when I run plant level MRP, I need for each of those production orders I have reservations, I need some materials. Now let us say in the plant, when in the plant, um, the stock is 100 quantity, but for the 3 production orders or the 2 production orders, the requirement is 150 quantity. Now what the system will do, since we are dealing with the MTS stock, for example, system will check the reservations that were created for this material is 150, right? But the stock which is already available in the plant is 100. So the remaining stock that is required for these 3 production orders is 50 quantity, right? So the system will generate the PR for those 50 numbers, right? And it all purely depends on the MRP parameters that we apply, whether it is based on the MRP run or it has to generate automatically whenever there is a stock limit, safety stock limit, or reorder point planning. There are many methods, consumption based planning. There are many methods of planning the MRP, right? Material requirement planning is based on certain parameters. Sorry. So that they will decide based on the organization requirement. Now let us not jump into that topic in depth. I hope now we've understood what is collective requirements. In a plant, I have multiple production orders are happening, right? And my materials, I gave it as a collective requirements. And wherever there is a requirement in the plant, either for the project or for the production order, system will treat that material, whether the material is available in the plant stock or not. System will check for the plant stock. When I keep individual requirement, system is looking for a stock onto the project. That means dedicatedly I am trying to procure the stock only for the project. Okay. I don't know whether you people understood or not, but when
Yeah,
we jump into this,
fine.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no. Yeah. So in the material master, this setting should be there, right? So
yes, yes,
based on this setting, whether it is a collective requirement or project specific requirement, we will find out. Okay,
yes,
right.
yes, yes. So I think for individual requirement is it is one, and for a collective requirement it is two, if I am not wrong, and there is one blank.
Shiva, after we allocate the stock to that project, again we can take that back. For example, service materials are there. If we
Hmm.
are having the generators, like 5 generators are there, one generator we are allocated to the project system project. Again,
Hmm.
after the completion of the project, can we take it back?
See, if we are treating that as a only stock, we can take it back. But see, service material, we cannot take it back. Service material, we won't be able to mobilize, right? That's
Yeah.
why we need to create normal material only.
Okay.
Okay. Service material, we won't be able to do the stock transfer posting, all these things, right? Normal material only we have to create. These service materials are utilized only for billing purposes. Okay, that's a different subject.
Yeah.
We will discuss about that later on. Okay, now this is about the MRP. Now, what if, see, let us assume the MRP is run, the requirements are floated in the form of PR, then succeedingly the PRs are converted into PO, then the GRN is received, right? Now the stock is in project, right? Now what is the next phase? So they have created already the production order according to the routing operations. So the master data for production is, can anybody tell what is the master data for production? Work center, routing, or task list,
Bill of material.
bill of material. That's it. These are the master datas, right? And then we need to maintain the rates, activity types, right?
Yes.
We should not miss this. Otherwise, our activity confirmation cost will be zero, right? We will get only material cost. In the routing, this routing is linked to the work center master data. That means each operation, we are in each operation or routing activity, we are telling that this is performed by either of these. Work center can be a mission, or it can also be a department, or it can also be a group of people, right? Work center can be a person, a mission, or equipment. It can be a group of people, right? So now work center holds the capacities which are required for producing this good. What are those capacities? The capacities means the number of hours, like the number of mission hours, the number of labor or personal hours, right? Those are nothing but the capacities. Now, now we can also have the scheduling data. When these persons are performing, for how many days or how many hours that each person is performing an activity. For each activity, there will be a stipulated amount of time that needs to be done so that the activity gets finished. Let us say I will finish this class by 8 p.m. 8 a.m. I started at 7 a.m. That is my activity duration, right? Similarly, in the production also, in the routing, we will give the sequence of operations. For each operation, there will be a duration and the responsibility. Okay, and the responsibility of a particular mission. Let us say I am doing a cutting activity, bending activity, a drilling activity. Then my work centers with a different, what I can say, different stations. Stations. Each station is one work center for me, right? In the routing, let us say I have 6 stations. I will create 6 different work centers, and in the routing operations, I will mention all these stations, right? So station one, there is a initial cutting activity happening. Then station two, there is a bending activity happening. Then let us say then the next phase is drilling activity happening. Like for example, then there may be some other activity. Let us assume like that around 6 stations are available. According to that 6 stations or 6 missions, each mission is performing its own activity. I will create 6 different work centers, right? Like that. Each work center can perform one or two or many up to 6 different activity types. Each work center can accommodate maximum 6 activity types. I hope you people know this. A work center can hold only maximum 6 activity types, right? So this we will see when we go to the work center master data. So now, so once this is done, once everything this production order is done, now assume that the production is started. Once the production is started, they will start confirming the routing operations. How? Let us say the first station, they have done some activity. They issued some material for the project, for this production order. They consumed this material, right? Then they completed that the activity maybe after 1 hour. The duration for this activity is 1 hour. They confirmed. So now there are two different types. One is, since the stock is available already in the project, we are running project specific production. The production order is having a reference of project. I can consume directly from the project stock if I am using the project specific stock production or project specific production. If at all, if the material I want to utilize from the plant, then based on the settings that I have done in the material master and the production order, then the system will look for a plant stock and it will take the material which is available in the plant stock based on the backflush. No need to issue individually. Since in production we will have many materials, we can activate the black flush. And when I do the confirmation for activity, let us say operation 10 0010, when I do the confirmation, system will automatically. So backflush activity is nothing but issuing the good. When we do the confirmation of an activity, automatically if the stock is available, that is backflush activity. Generally in production, most of the times they will use the backflush scenario because they won't be able to issue each and every material from the store. Okay. So they will keep on the shop floor and they will issue. Maybe they can segregate the storage locations between the main store and the production soft floor storage location. Now, once this is done, the cost will come for the production order. Let us assume like that all the operations, like up to, let us say 6 operations are there, 0020, right? Assume all the 6 operations has been completed. Okay. Once everything is completed, the production order activities are completed, the stock will, when they do the final activity confirmation, we can do the configuration setting in such a way. When I perform the final activity confirmation, the quantity that I am producing from the production order, either it can be a partial quantity or it can be a total quantity, I can get into the stock. Now the stock is on the project. When I do the GRN for this production order, the stock will come to the project instead of receiving into the plant. That is the project specific production activity. So that is the reason I have to take that stock into the project and I can deliver the finished good. Right? I can deliver through project or from the sales order based on the nature of the sale order or nature of the project. Now delivery we can do. Then the next thing is, once the delivery is done, we can do the installation. Now assume that the delivery means delivered at the customer site. Delivered at customer site. Now installation. What is that installation process? Once the product is delivered or the elevator is delivered to Prestige Skytech, a service engineer or the installation engineer will visit the site. He will check the site feasibility study, whether the site is ready with all aspects, like in terms of their prerequisites for installing this elevator. If all those arrangements have been done by the Prestige Skytech, Then these people will start doing the installation of this elevator, okay, and then the commissioning. So installation is one part, then the commissioning is other part. They will perform the installation, they will test, and if everything is okay, if the test results are okay, what they will do, they will start the elevator, right? Installation and handover. So typically in a ETO scenario, you will have the design phase, you will have the procurement phase, okay, you can have the production, right? Right? And then you can have the installation, then you can have the commissioning and the handover. So these are high level work breakdown structures that can come across during a elevator manufacturing. Okay. If you go in detail, there can be many WBS elements. Okay. But what we do generally suggest is that we will try to keep the structure as simple as possible so that it will be user friendly for the projects to monitor. If at all, no, some of the customers may ask us, ask the consultant to give the detailed structuring. Like, for example, if you see here, I just prepared some structure, for example. See, project preparation phase, right? Project kickoff, site survey and measurements, safety and access permits, material tools planning, shaft preparation, civil interface, mechanical assembly, then electrical installation, door installation, car interior assembly, testing, commissioning, handover, and documentation, project closeout. So it all depends from project to project. The way the consultant is suggesting the structures to be prepared for the manufacturing of this elevator. Okay, if I will suggest as per the high level phases that are available in the project. According to that, yes, I can also give the phase wise milestones. I can also give the lower level child WBS elements if required. But maximum we will try to reduce the structuring of the project instead of doing the detailed way of doing the project structuring. I can suggest high level design for the project structuring. That means we no need to do the detailed structuring. Either we can capture the cost relevant to each phase of the project or each activity of the project. There is a different difference. See, in the installation, I can do the installation of a motor, installation of a cabin, installation of a gear. In the installation activities, I have many installation activities. Or else there can be some pre-assembled components already for the elevator. Or else I can also ship all the materials to the project location and I can assemble over there. So it all depends from project to project. Okay. So now, whenever I am performing each and every activity, I must be able to see each phase wise what are activities are the deliverables that I am giving out of this project, key deliverables from this project, and what is the total cost for this project, what is the budget for this project while I am performing my production, whether I am exceeding my budget, okay, the released budget or not, and whether my P&L, that is profit and loss. Like for example, you manufacture this product, you have some COGM, cost of goods manufactured or cost of goods sold, whatever it may be. Now, on top of it, you added some profit margin and you sold that. At the end of the day, what the company requires is actually the profitability after selling this product and after providing the installation and commissioning services. So they will charge separately for the good that they are delivering, material that they are delivering, that FG elevator, and they will also charge separately for installation and commissioning, and also they may also charge for AMC separately. Let us say they may be giving for the control unit for 1 year warranty. Okay. Now once the warranty they are providing, let us assume after a period of 6 months, if there is any control unit damage or any control unit malfunctioning, they need to replace it if it is under warranty. So typically the entire cycle of this ETO will fall from starting from the customer request, then preparing the uh, prerequisites for this project, then preparing the design diagram, then preparing the BOM, then producing this material based on the procurement that we done, then uh, delivering it to the site, installation and commissioning activities, and then finally handover. Once the handover is done, it is not completed, still the AMC can come. We need to give the AMC at annual maintenance at free of cost, maybe for 1 or 2 years, or I can also give for certain products at free of cost, but for regular maintenance I may charge on monthly basis. So customer will ask, starting from producing a material to the service for this kind of projects. Now the customer will ask, let us say after 6 months, he may ask some spare parts from this list. Let us say they need some limit switch. Let us say they need some limit switch after 6 months. Let us say they need some limit switch. I did not mention here. They may need some limit switch. Okay. Then they will order. That is a spare part for this customer. Now, how to deliver that spare part to this customer? Or let us say I need some door which is damaged, or I need some traction motor which is maybe burnt because of power fluctuations, or I may need some other activity. Let us say safety gear, for example. So like that, anything can be requested by the client. So we must be ready to give this material for same material for the production as well as for the sales. How this can be catered? Can anybody tell? Let us say this control unit is damaged after 6 months. Do I need to create a separate material code for this, or can I deliver this material, the material which I am utilizing in the production? How can we achieve that? సత్య అర్థమైందా?
అర్థమైంది సార్. బట్ మెటీరియల్
వాసు గారు?
మాస్టర్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తే సరిపోయింది కదా సార్. బాంబ్ ఐటమ్ కి ఒక మెటీరియల్, విడిగా ఒక మెటీరియల్ అని.
No, no,
No.
no. That is wrong.
Their code should be one.
Yes.
Duplicate shouldn't be there. And
Code should be one. We must add the sales views
yes.
so that this will go through a spare parts order in the customer service. This will fall under customer service typically, but we can deliver it directly from the sale order, because since we have a
Yes.
sales views, if the stock is available in the plant, okay, then we can deliver this material to the customer, right? So that we will call spare parts order, right? So this spare parts order not required any other modules. Directly we can deliver it from uh, SD only if the stock is available from the procurement side. Now, what if there is a AMC? There is a service, monthly maintenance is required. Okay, periodic maintenance is required. Now, how to cater this requirement? Okay, all these scenarios will come when we are dealing with the real-time projects. Okay, so so that is about ETO scenario. Similarly, we have ECO, engineering, construction, and operations. And this is again similar to this. There is no much difference actually. You may take one example of one turbine manufacturing, or maybe erection and commissioning of some cement plant or any plant, maybe erection and commissioning of a boiler, for example, anything. There will be, we will call ETO or ECO, both are almost same based on the business scenario. It will almost remain 90% similar only. The operations will remain same even in ECO also. So I can say these are the synonyms, ETO and ECO. Okay, like if you take here one turbine, again for the turbine they will do the engineering, they can do the construction, and they can do the operations means whatever I told in the end, like providing the spare parts, like assume if it is a substation, providing the substation maintenance operations, that is preventive maintenance operations, breakdown maintenance operations, general maintenance operations, those will fall under operations. That is, once the system is ready, once the substation is ready, once the turbine is ready, once the elevator is ready, the activities that come after the installation. Let us say I constructed a house. After constructing a house, there can be some certain maintenance activities, maybe repairing of geysers, taps that may come, that may block after 6 months or 3 months. Okay, based on the quality of the water or the quality of the product that we chosen. So those will fall under the operations. Once the like if you take it as a capital project, after the capitalization of that asset, if it is a customer project, once the product or service is delivered, the operations will start. That is about ECO, ETO. And the service rental, this is actually service or rental. Let us say I am giving for a customer continuously some technical people. I have some division where I am providing the technical people to different customers, like our manufacturing units, or it can also be any other service providing company. I am supplying manpower on unit rate basis. Let us say monthly, this much, this is the billing amount, or hourly, this can be the billing amount, or daily, this can be the billing amount based on the attendance, or I can also have a flat rate billing. So the nature can change from contract to contract. Similar to manpower, equipment also I can either provide daily basis, monthly basis, or hourly basis, right? So typically in the customer projects, these are the different types. When it comes to the internal projects, it can be capex, it can be R&D, it can be R&D. I can tell it's a opex, for example, or it can also be a maintenance project. Again, it's a opex. Okay, or I can also say statistical for reporting purposes or budgeting purposes for fixed assets purchase. Example. Okay. Or else if you are carrying out some internal activities you want to monitor, we can use. But the real cost object can be cost center like that, but statistical projects we will create. If we want to similar fashion maintenance operational projects also, similar case only. So these are some of the examples, Sunday, for customer projects and internal projects. Okay. Now, any queries you can ask. Vasu garu, Satya.
That's fine.
No,
The,
sir. No.
under ECO, you said like no operations also part of those operate preventive maintenance and other operations. Those are also part of our project systems or separate
No, those are not a part
some
of project systems, and it's under customer service, right?
customer service. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
So till installation commission. After that, again customer service.
Yes, yes, and yes.
Fine. Clear and
Okay, and if you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, we will wind up one day. And I think there are a few more people. Kirti, are you able to understand, Ma?
Yes,
Kirti Garu, sorry. I don't know your age. I am I'm saying,
you can
okay. So
submit.
you are able to understand, Ma?
Yes, 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 sir.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So let me stop the recording, Andy.